So, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today on this webinar. My name is Nazir Aval, founder and CEO of Resemble Systems, and it's really my pleasure to welcome all of you for today's webinar, hosted jointly by Resemble Systems and IBM team. Over the next 1 hour, we will discuss some of the most important topics currently shaping enterprise infrastructure strategies, including hybrid cloud, virtualization, modernization, business continuity, and the most important hot topic of these days, disaster recovery. I like to also give a special thanks to IBM Cloud experts joining us today and sharing their expertise and valuable insights. So Bassem Dwader from IBM Middle East office is going to discuss about IBM Power Virtual Server and enterprise modernization strategies. We have Amit Handa from IBM Global Sales team, and he's going to discuss about insights on extending secure operations across distributed environment using IBM Cloud Satellite. Catalin Capulescu from IBM Cloud Solutioning team, who will cover Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization and disaster recovery solutions. So we're really privileged to have such an experienced experts with us today. Very quickly, just take a look at the agenda for today. We'll begin with the Power Virtual Server by Bassem, and then we'll move to extending secure operations across distributed environment, IBM Cloud Satellite by Amit, modernizing virtualization by Catalin, and Catalin will continue with strengthening the business continuity and disaster recovery readiness. This is truly an action-packed agenda, and as you can see, the time is very restricted, and we're going to give a very high-level overview on these topics, and of course, detailed topics can be discussed and taken offline. Bassem, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Nazir. So let me share my screen. Thank you for your time today. My name is Bassem Dividar. I am a Customer Success Manager for IBM Public Cloud in Middle East. My presentation today is IBM Power Virtual Server, and which is adding IBM Power Virtual Server, accelerate the impact with consistency. Just a small note, we announced IBM Power 11 on January 8th, 2025. The general availability for our Power Virtual Server on IBM Cloud, it came after 15 days. So we are taking the Power Virtual Server very, very seriously. So what is Power and what is Power Portfolio? IBM Power, for people who don't know what is IBM Power, is a family of high-performance servers built to meet today and tomorrow challenge. It have zero downtime, planned downtime, unplanned downtime. It help organization to protect against ransomware. It have a faster AI integration and transformation, and it is secure. So in a nutshell, it is our risk machine that support AIX, which is our Unix, support IBM I, which is a former AS400, support Linux, and now we support Red Hat OpenShift and other SUSE Enterprise Linux as well. So now we extend this all capability to IBM Public Cloud. Since 2020, we extend all this capability to IBM Public Cloud. So what is exactly IBM Power Virtual Server? While the name can be confused, it is not just a virtual server. It is an enterprise architecture built identically a stack of what you have on-prem. So it has the Power Server itself, it has the firmware, it has the virtualization, it have enterprise storage, IBM all-flash 9500. It have fiber channel to connect between the Power Server and it have very high performance fabric in IBM Public Cloud. It is certified SAP HANA and NetWeaver. It's Oracle supported. It support Red Hat OpenShift and also the existing AIX, IBM I, and Linux in virtualized environment. It have most of our compliance that we have on-prem IBM Power on-prem, and it is valid for IBM Cloud for Financial Service and the other certificates. It support bring your own image. So if you have an existing image in IBM Power on-prem, you can bring your own image and we can deploy it. It have all the storage that you have, which is operating system storage or disk storage. It is in IBM Flash Storage 9500, which is very, very, very high speed. It supports all the tier of IBM Flash Storage from tier 0, which is 25 IOPS per gigabyte, till fixed 5 giga per disk. It's fully integrated with IBM I, so graphical user interface, IBM Cloud graphical user interface and API. So you can completely order and manage from IBM console, or you can use infrastructure as a service and ML. And it is enterprise capable for hybrid cloud, multi-cloud, and network connectivity. So what is the use case or type of client using IBM Power Virtual Service? The existing customer who have an existing Power on-prem AIX, IBM I, or Linux, and the use case is to upgrade or expand their option to deploy on-prem, off-prem. So it is support high availability and DR solution. It support also test and dev solution if the customer want to test Power 11 out of the customer environment, and also it expand IBM IT infrastructure. So if a customer have power and cooling issue, or he want to move the test and dev outside his data center because of data center expansion and other, it support this. And also it support that the other type of user is managed service provider and cloud service provider. So we can put Power Virtual Server in a managed service provider and cloud service provider. And the use case is to offer service to their customers. And the client need provide different on new service and also a better economy of model. So I'm going very fast because I just have 10 minutes. And also the other user type is independent software vendor who want to host his SaaS offering inside IBM public cloud and take an infrastructure to take SaaS to customer quickly and take advantage of GUE footprint on IBM Power. IBM Power is available in 22 data center of IBM and is equipped with Power 9, 10, and 11. So if we compare IBM Power Virtual Server to IBM, not IBM, the footprint of IBM Power Virtual Server to Power hardware. So this is your hardware on-prem. In the left side, you need hardware maintenance. You have hardware service. You need IBM software maintenance. You need to build your own data center with power and cooling, rack, network, storage network, and storage. And you need to have hardware server administrator as well. So, and you put your third party. What we do and we eliminate the cost of all the middle type, which is hardware, data center, and other. It's completely eliminated or reduced. And also we reduce the cost of third-party license by allowing you to integrate or running your software in a newer version of Power Cloud and Power Virtual Server, which also reduce the number of CPU required to run this, so it will reduce your licensing cost. Okay, and this is all what I meant by this slide. The other slide, when you adapt Power Virtual Server, you will have 50% faster recovery with 50% faster recovery with 80% by adding Power Virtual Server. Instead of building your DR and other for Power, you can go quickly and deploy it in IBM Public Cloud and start the replication. 5x faster testing acceleration. So as example, if you order Power Server and we need 2 months to have this Power 11 server inside your data center, and you need to start bootstrapping connected to network and other. In less than 30 minutes, you can have a Power LPAR inside the IBM public cloud with all the enterprise storage and other, and you can start testing immediately. And also this all of this number is use case and tested and verified by use case inside the slide. We have 672x faster to open new retail store. So if your retail store software is in IBM Power, and you need more retail store, and in your on-prem data center, you don't have more CPU and memory in IBM Power, having Power Virtual Server, it will increase in 2 weeks. You can, and instead of 2 weeks to have a new retail store, it's 30 minutes, which is the time required to order and provision a power inside IBM. And also it reduce the infrastructure cost for related to operating Rise for SAP and IBM Power Virtual Server. So was my last slide. Thank you very much.
I'd like to invite the next speaker, Amit. Amit, the floor is yours.
Let me share the screen, guys. Let me know if you don't see the screen. I'll be covering around IBM Cloud Satellite. My name is Amit Handa. I work as a global sales leader at IBM Cloud and Power, based out of Sweden. And I've been really working closely with you in the region, and look forward to collaborate and work more closely with you, and develop, business cases, use cases, and opportunities together with you. The topic that I am covering here is primarily IBM Cloud Satellites. The main, purpose of IBM Cloud Satellite is primarily provide public cloud service anywhere. That is where we say primarily it can be at edge, it can be primarily on premise, it can be, on other public clouds where you can deploy IBM Cloud services. It's more secure primarily in case, customer has data regulation needs, and then primarily uh, more controlled location. The infrastructure is yours. This is primarily mainly software and a control plane that we give in. So infrastructure is within your location, within your control. You have flexibility to run where it makes sense. This makes sense a lot around regulated workloads or sovereign requirements that you might have in your region. That helps you out, as well as if there are manufacturing or mining companies which need, or primarily some other medical companies that need edge platforms where they want it very uh, your uh, close to the floor. You can have these satellite service regulated. These are primarily fully auditable services, and then you get the flexibility to use IBM Cloud services that are deployed in using satellite. But and you can centrally have observability where you can control in the compliance and see how it is run in. And IBM Cloud for financial services is validated, and then we have a IBM Cloud Satellite reference architecture for a regulated workload that is available. I'll move to the next slide and take you through some of the examples around how customers are using this. Primarily, like I said, around oil and gas industries where there are mines, deep sea mines, and you need primarily to have things over the edge, on the edge. That is where primarily you can deploy in IBM Cloud Satellite close to where it's needed for a faster result, as well as primarily close to the edge where you can use it primarily services which are typically not available. Again, we have a car manufacturer primarily who has been using IBM Cloud Satellite for visual inspection for the quality assurance perspective, using multiple IBM software as well as Cloud Satellite, like using Cloud Pack and Maximo over IBM Cloud Satellite for visual inspection around the cars that are manufactured. Then that is a use case. Also during the COVID time, primarily, customers were using IBM Cloud Satellite for primarily, testing around the edge perspective, where they had security and compliance needs to modern in to support this. And also primarily customers who have data requirements within the country, and we don't have a cloud data center, you can primarily modernize your financial applications using IBM Cloud Satellite and Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud to primarily offer you a solution within your region. I move to the next slide. Just, this is my last slide. I will primarily keep it really short. Basically, IBM Cloud Satellite offers you sovereignty and locality. That means that you can have cloud close to you where you want primarily, and you can use IBM Cloud Advanced Services, operations data, wherever it may be. This is primarily for a cloud native workload. We primarily support in a lot of cloud packs, Red Hat OpenShift, or serverless kind of a workload that is available here. And 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 uh, and 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 primarily, through the central control plane, uh, you can just manage this centrally. Only the metadata flows out. There is no data flow. Uh, Only data flows out from IBM Cloud. No data flows out from you to IBM Cloud. That ways, you have primarily all the control, and you can keep your own key primarily, so that your data, the keys for your data are with you, as well as you can use hyper protect services. That is the highest level of security available. Plus also, we provide in compliance reports so that you can always see that you are compliant in, and you can mix this workload with your other workload that can be primarily VMs or client marketplace or applications perspective as well. We see IBM Cloud Satellite brings a lot of value for customers who have the need for data to be closer to them, or having a full control of primarily their data as well. I'll stop here and hand it over to back to Nazir primarily, but I'm available for any questions, any deep dive, any primarily more details, and if you have a use case where you want to have a detailed discussion, we can really get together and have that discussion. Back to you, Nazir.
Thank you very much, Amit, for the wonderful presentation. So the next, I would like to invite Kathleen for his back-to-back two sessions. Kathleen, over to you.
Right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Caroline is my name. I'm a cloud architect. I hope for IBM Cloud, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
And I will cover the virtualization with IBM Cloud, right? So we see a lot of organization right now that are on an inflection point with virtualization. So if we look at a report from Gartner, around 70% of the enterprises are rethinking their relationship with VMware. As we all know, in the recent context, there is a rising uncertainty, and which is creating risk, right, around licensing that have become unpredictable. The offerings are less flexible than before. That makes it a bit harder to plan and strategically and confidently invest in the future. We see a cost increase, which is becoming dramatically. Cost is multiplying significantly, which forces the organizations to reevaluate options for much faster than they were before, than they were planning before. So they would have to move to and adopt a new strategy. Modernization, we see a pressure around modernization across organizations, so that's isn't going away at all. At the same time, there is increasing demand on DevOps, agility, and AI-driven innovation. So AI infused in across the organization through the toolings or methodologies. So modernization is no longer an option; it's widely expected. So all these complexities holding customer back. Most environments have hidden dependency. They rely on fragile configuration and networking. So there is a lack of a clear, complete view on the existing VM estate, right? So with that, wrapping up, this is exactly where our solution with OpenShift Virtualization changes the overall game, right? It provides a predictable and flexible platform. It helps you control and reduce cost and lets you modernize at your own pace, right? So instead of reacting to all these costs and uncertainty, we help you take back control and simplify your platform. Now we've seen the risk and challenges of the migration, right? So these four areas now show where IBM Cloud can make a difference, right? So first, IBM Cloud as a platform is trusted. Many teams, within customer organization don't have the skills to scale or to manage these complex migrations out of the existing environment, the on-premise environment. So IBM Cloud is trusted by some of the world's most regulated industries, backed by proven methodologies, and so on. Secondly, it's hybrid by design, or we follow a hybrid approach. We understand that every migration is different. Some workloads are better rehosted, other replatform, or refactored entirely, right? So IBM supports all these patterns or all these paths and helps our client choose the right approach. And third, we have an in-house expertise, so we can bring together all our expertise across teams like Red Hat services. We have IBM Consulting or IBM Technology Expert Labs, and fourth, we can help optimize the TCO, right, by sizing the right resources and automate key tasks through tools like Ansible, which we will see later in some of the products that we have. Now, IBM and Red Hat partners with our customers by enabling them a hybrid cloud, right? And we understand some of the business challenges that every customer has. We see that applications are spread across multiple clouds, that they must be secured and automated, that some of the critical applications that you run today need to be modernized. So you require a kind of a broad set of technologies, starting from VMs and bare metals, containers, and up to AI, right? So our approach, right, with a hybrid cloud brings all these requirements together, and we provide a platform that is centric to these approaches, with virtual private cloud, with PowerVS that you saw earlier presented by my colleague, and Red Hat OpenShift virtualization that I will cover. Now, how do we see the future, ready alternative to VMware, right? So as we look beyond the traditional VM hosting with VMware, the key question that most customers has is, how to move forward in a way that you balance the speed, cost, and innovation, right? So we have this flexible journey with IBM Cloud and Red Hat. So if you want to start with a fast and low risk replatform, and the immediate goal is to do a migration, we can move quickly and to a secure platform, enterprise grade platform with VPC infrastructure on IBM Cloud. This provide dedicated virtual servers or bare metal for performance and control. It's future ready, built for enterprise workload, and is the fastest path to legacy virtualization. Then if we want to do a lift and shift with a built-in modernization path, then the one stop here would be OpenShift Virtualization on IBM Cloud. So you can move the existing VMs as they are, as it is, onto a platform that is both ready for Kubernetes, but also for VMs. So there will be side by side. We will have let's say side by side residence, VMs, and Kubernetes, which we believe it's great, right? We can do both, or you can modernize when you're ready. So as the priorities evolves, you can use Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud. That enables you to adopt containers and a more cloud native architecture. With that, you can improve the scalability, resiliency, and performance, and also you can bring that level of acceleration when it comes to DevOps, AI, and digital innovation, right? So we believe this is one platform. So the IBM Cloud, right? One platform which brings it all together and provides a level of flexibility with advantages like you can run VM and containers side by side. You can move your own pace and choose when and how to modernize. Now, I spoke earlier about VPC. We saw PowerVS on IBM Cloud, and we'll see Red Hat OpenShift virtualization. So I'll go one step back and give you a nutshell introduction into why private cloud on IBM Cloud or VPC, right? Because this is one of the landing platform that we could use part of our virtualization portfolio. So it's IBM Cloud VPC. It's purpose built. You support wide range of enterprise workloads, and SAP x86 as well. It has strong security as a priority. You can support keep your own key, bring your own key models for data protection. It holds the highest FIPS level of certification, level 4 certification. Is developer friendly. This platform offers REST-based APIs. We enable rapid provisioning, right? So VM could rapidly be provisioning around 4 minutes. Highly performance when it comes to networking performance between VMs in the same VPC, and highly resilient, right? You see 4 nines there for SLA availability. Now, going straight to the latest and greatest that we have now in our toolkit, which is Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. It's a platform that lets you adopt an enterprise grade solution that makes the virtualization really different, right? You will see on the left side the key capabilities. At its core, OpenShift virtualization, it's a feature of Red Hat OpenShift that allows you to run and manage VMs natively inside Kubernetes. It is built on trusted KubeVirt project and KVM hypervisor. KVM is also the base of the previous product that we have called VPC on IBM Cloud. And what this means is that now VM become first-class citizen right alongside the containers on the OpenShift platform. So that's the key advantage. If you want to choose to run both, that's an option that you have available. If you only want to run VMs, that's an option as well. Or if you only want to run containers, that's available as well. To help move from VMware, we have a tool included to facilitate that migration. It's called Migration Toolkit for Virtualization, also called MTV. It enables both cold and warm migration, giving more flexibility depending on your downtime. Also, a key element there is Ansible that handles the day-to operations such as patching, reconfiguring applications, and rolling new deployments. And for governance or for observability, we have advanced cluster management or ACM that provides that central management, with the policies, compliance, and lifecycle operations across multiple Red Hat OpenShift clusters, right? So what this platform does, it also brings our strengths and expertise through skills that we have in-house, like Red Hat Services, IBM Consulting, and IBM Expert Labs, which I already enumerated before, but they are there to help the end-to-end migration, right? We also see the foundation that the offering is based on IBM Cloud Bare Metal on VPC, which provides the underlay infrastructure. On top of that, we have the Red Hat Core OS operating system on top of the bare metals, to support the Red Hat OpenShift virtualization, and then the OpenShift platform itself, right? Inside the OpenShift virtualization, we have the option to run VMs, either Windows or Linux. And if you want to enable, you could have containers workload as well. We have support for OpenShift Data Foundation, the ODF, which delivers the enterprise-grade software-defined storage for both the VMs and containers, but also features like block storage. That both options, ODF and block storage, can be used as storage options, right? The result is a single platform that can run this type of workloads, and you can manage everything consistently. Now, I could go a bit deeper, right, in some of the features that are there available. So I mentioned earlier Ansible, right, which can help you with automation, with resource scaling. You can automate the CPU RAM scaling, system maintenance by applying patches and security hardening. Also, on the networking side, manage network configurations, perform backup recovery, and orchestrate deployment of applications. And then the migration tool that we have, right, with migration tool for virtualization. This is easy to get started with OpenShift virtualization using these tools to help you migrate into OpenShift from VMware or from other virtualization platforms such as OpenStack or others, right, Hyper-Vs or other. At scale through war migrations. It also provides feedback on the issues identified during the migration, and it's also very easy to install through a one-click download through the operators that we have in the OpenShift Operator Hub, and integrates very well with the OpenShift overall menu and structures that we have. Just one stop here around advanced cluster management, right? This is mainly used for observability. It provides dashboards covering the virtualization operator health, as well as compressiveness around relevant insights into cluster with how the OpenShift virtualization is installed and the health of the cluster. It will also cover VM inventories, allowing you to search, filter on VM on key metrics and attributes. You can look individually for VM, and also allows you to enable and to dive into metrics covering configuration, resource consumptions, alerts, and pretty much very useful. Is also useful during the migration. So we use MTV, right, for migration, but also gives you an insight of the available capacity, right? So you can use the tool to migrate, but is there capacity and available for the migration, right? I will now cover shortly, and we have a very easy to use interface which eliminates all the unnecessary screens and tabs. So very easy and simplified view, right, for the admins and for the users. Now I will deep dive a bit into our DR and business continuity. And you see here on this slide the IBM Cloud footprint that we have across, globally across regions and zones. At IBM Cloud, the DR resiliency business continuity is designed into the platform from day one, right? We have this global reach with local control. We have 14 regions, 43 availability zones globally. We cover multiple regions, America, Europe, Asia Pacific. So you can run your workload close to your user while maintaining this this global reach. So built-in high availability by design. Within each regions we have multiple availability zones, which provides isolation and redundancy. It's designed, IBM Cloud is designed to protect against these site level failures through using these availability zones. You can design your DR based on your business needs, either through multi-zone deployment, cross-region replication for either scenarios like active-active or active-passive. And it provides consistency across hybrid environments, whether workloads are on premise, on IBM Cloud, or across multiple regions, right? So in short, IBM Cloud gives you this global distributed, highly resilient foundation, right? So take advantage of the IBM Cloud footprint, right? And deploy workloads where you believe it's closer to your customers. Now, if we look at IBM Cloud VPC and cloud native DR solutions for VPC, when we talk about DR, this would be a bit different than the traditional approach that we are used to with when we build around replicating VM and then powering them on. With IBM Cloud VPC, we don't rely on hypervisor level replication because the VM sits on a hypervisor managed by IBM. It's a KVM, as I spoke earlier. So you don't follow that approach of copy of a VM and power it on, right? Instead, you move in a more flexible cloud native recovery model. You recover, you transform. Our approach is, image-based, snapshot, backup-based, with agent-based backup, or we do application-level recovery. So workloads are recreated as cloud native virtual instances during the recovery. So we support on-prem to IBM Cloud DR solutions, cloud to cloud DR, right? IBM Cloud to IBM Cloud DR, or mix hyperscaler approach with migration from a different DR, or using one type of hyperscaler as a primary data center and IBM Cloud as a DR, or the other way around. So we kind of go through all the three models. When you want to approach IBM Cloud for a DR solution, you don't start from scratch. We provide DR solutions equivalent to with very low RTO and RPO. So it depends on the requirements. The likes of Zerto, so we use our business partner, or our partner actually, the likes of Primary IO, Rockware, OneCloud, which are coming with state-of-the-art solution to do replication to our VPC, which provide active or active passive solutions. We do have backup, cloud native backup solutions like IBM Cloud Backup, or you can bring your own backup solutions, HN-based backup, as long as it can be hosted on a virtual machine. We do provide high-speed data transfers with Aspera if data needs to be moved in a timely manner on IBM Cloud, and we saw that recently with the geopolitical situation in EMEA, where most of our customers wanted a fast solution to land on IBM Cloud. So we leverage this product. The connectivity is secure. We can use direct link or VPN connectivity, and enable encryption in transit. We provide solutions for storage, like block, file, and object storage, or ODF, which we use it for high availability or DR solutions with Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. And this was for VPC DR solutions, and then we saw previously presented by my colleague Bassem the IBM Power Virtual Server. So we do have some capabilities with PowerVS as well. most of the organizations running AIX on and IBM Power, right? The challenge that they have is not how they move to cloud, but how they ensure the same level of availability, resiliency, and control that they have today, right, on premise. So that's the key ask that we get. We have solution, designed for to support IBM Power and AIX environment, natively. We have flexible backups and DR options, fully managed backups as a service with Cobalt Iron, or traditional tape solutions with Falcon stores and native, AIX backups tools like MK which we can use it to migrate the data and restore it on cloud. So copy it, copy it from on-premise and then restore it on IBM Cloud. When we need to do application-aware resiliency, we do support for mission critical workloads. We do support Oracle Data Guard, Oracle RAC, or SAP HSR, right? And I would say that we are probably the only certified platform, right, with PowerVS on IBM Cloud that supports Oracle RAC implementation. Now we do also have part of the offering things like IBM Power HA, which enables OS level data mirroring across pair location, right? That we have set it up on IBM Cloud. Take for example Frankfurt and Madrid, right, as a pair location that enable Power HA. We do integrate with cloud object storage, and we do provide connectivity with direct link and VPN. So I think in short, IBM Power Virtual Servers gives you or gives you a cloud platform that understands the AX workloads, and you can use it to modernize infrastructure and maintain the same level of resiliency and availability. And I would say this would apply also for most of the features that you see here and tools that we have for DR and business continuity work across VPC, PowerVS, and Red Hat OpenShift virtualization. I would say these are the three platform or landing zone that we offer for the mission critical workload. And that allows you to build various DR scenarios based on your RTO and RPO. I think Nazir, I'm done. I would take a moment maybe to cover the IBM AI model of the stack, just a few, maybe a minute or so, because there was I think one of the requirements in the pool. So as you can see, IBM has a quite consistent and well-built stack for to kind of address the new AI requirements, right? So you start from the infrastructure where we provide a large set of GPUs and accelerator, starting from brands like NVIDIA, Intel, Gaudi, and AMD. Then we move up the ladder with tools like Enterprise Linux AI, Red Hat OpenShift AI. Then we have Watson X that we use it for both discovery and as a data platform or as an agentic AI. And we do through this platform provide or enable them with LLM models like native Granite from IBM and other models. I think this is in a nutshell. I do have further slides if you want to go in details, right? You can look at what each one of them covers, like Watson X and Instruct Lab and OpenShift AI. So Nazir, I think I'm good. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen, for your wonderful presentation. In fact, okay, so this was the agenda we have covered today. This is really an action-packed agenda. As I said in the beginning, this is not an easy topic to cover in the first 1 hour 60 minutes. It's not possible. So So just to recap, Bassem actually talked about how you can utilize IBM Power Virtual Server, which is nothing but IBM Power boxes on cloud. In fact, one of the leading hypermarkets in Saudi is using this for their DR. So Bassem talked about Power Virtual Server. So guys, really look into this. If you have very complex workload on-premise and you're looking for DR, Amit talked about Cloud Satellite. As I said earlier, this was my favorite because this really leaves you with a peace of mind when it comes to running containers and container infrastructure. So IBM actually helped you a lot with the Cloud Satellite as an offering. Then Catalin, his first session was all about Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. So if anybody, thinking about building microservices based applications, so you need to definitely move from a monolithic to microservices on a container platform. So Red Hat OpenShift helps you with that. Plus, we have Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. So anybody struggling with VMware licensing today, look at this as an option. It's very, very powerful capability that you can literally save a lot of money from your VMware licensing. At the same time, you don't lose any capability. You can simply move from your VMware platform to Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. And then Catalin's the last session was all about DR. In fact, these days, everybody talking about it. It's a hot topic. And we're going to open the floor for interactive discussion with IBM Cloud experts on the call. So feel free to unmute and speak if you have any questions. If you don't want to use mic, you can use the chat window. And there are some questions on the chat earlier. Can VMware 7.3 move online to IBM Cloud or offline migration? So this is a question from Mr. Muhammad Ismail. So one of the speakers, could you please take this question?
Yeah, I would say that's possible. So we do have tools that allow us to migrate the VMs into our either IBM Cloud Virtual Private Cloud or Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. We use the likes of Primary IO or Rackware or one with Rackware and Primary IO. We have tools, specialized tools that suited for low RTO, RPO to do that migration. Yeah.
Fantastic. So any more questions? I have a couple of questions to speakers. So I'll ask a couple of questions to Bassem first. In fact, these are questions that usually we receive from our customers. So Bassem, the first question that we have seen in the market, many organizations are running mission critical workloads on-premise, right? So what are the most common business drivers pushing these type of customers to evaluate IBM PowerVS today? I mean, you touch based on use cases, but if there are some common business drivers pushing them to evaluate PowerVS today.
So the first case is the DR, the disaster recovery. So this is very important. Even before the geographical political situation, it was the DR. Second is the test and dev. So DR number one, test and dev number two.
Okay. Fantastic. And second question to you, Bassem, how can organizations modernize without really disrupting existing applications and business operations?
Yes, by having PowerVS on the cloud and do all the testing and development on IBM public cloud without any effect on their infrastructure, adding infrastructure like Power Server and other on their on-prem. So this is the second use case. So because in IBM public cloud we have all the capability of the Power Server they have, so they can develop, and after they develop all the application, test all the application, they can bring it back to IBM to their on-prem.
Thank you, Bassem. Next, a couple of questions to Amit. Amit, when we meet CIOs, they really want to understand the benefits of cloud, but they really want to keep the data or applications in their own data center, especially in the kingdom, due to security, privacy restrictions. So how does IBM Cloud Satellite help them address these kind of challenges?
So satellite is data close to you. So we can deploy, satellite service. Satellite is a software. It's not a hardware. They will still use their own hardware. That is the infrastructure that they will have. We'll have a layer of IBM Cloud Satellite, which will be deployed at Kingdom primarily, and then it will be managed remotely through the metadata flowing. So there will be no data flowing out of the kingdom. There will be only data flowing in so that they can get the patches and services up to date. They can get the benefits of the cloud services being centrally managed. At the same time, use it for the larger primary benefit that they have, and also in their modernization play, which will help them using a service which is more standard than creating something of their own.
Fantastic. The next question to you, Amit, what are the typical use cases where customers choose a distributed hybrid cloud model instead of a public cloud only approach?
I think it's more around edge. That is where more and more customer or sovereignty needs. That is where more and more customer are required. We have a lot of oil and mines in the region that we are, and satellite is a perfect use case to have satellite close to where we have these oil fields and mines in mining work happening. So that is where this will be a good use case around to look around using, and as well as like I said, if there has to be a inspection use cases where there are manufacturers, this can be as well be a use case for them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amit. So moving on to Kathleen. Kathleen, couple of questions to you as well, especially on the OpenShift virtualization. We hear many organizations discussing alternatives to traditional virtualization platforms such as VMware. So what kind of trends are you seeing in the market? Because you have got experience managing customers globally.
Yeah. So I think, in the current context, we see a lot of customer moving away, looking for alternatives, right, to VMware, and Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization is our platform that we recommend, right, and especially because it provides this modernization with giving the chance to run both citizens, right, VMs and containers side by side, right, and customer can choose to enable one or the other, right, so they have that flexibility. But yeah, it's we have various options, right? So OpenShift Virtualization could be one of them. VPC could be another option, or PowerVS could be another option, right? So I think we are with IBM Cloud. We are flexible. We are hybrid, and we can cover most of all the scenarios that are out there.
Fantastic. One final question to you, Kathleen. Many of the attendees here and the customers are always wondering, when they are evaluating OpenShift virtualization, what should be the first step? Are there anything that we can do for them as something to get started?
I would say with the OpenShift virtualization, we are very competitive when it comes to cost and TCO calculation, right? So, we have a proven methodology to do the migration. So I think, one of the assessment that we typically do is the current layout and setup the customer has with VMware, for example. What's the networking setup? Is there an NSX layout? Is there a vSAN layout? So we do the one-to-one mapping to Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. So for each of these features, we do have the equivalents. For vSAN, we have ODF, right, virtualized storage. I think this could be some of the assessment that we do upfront.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kathleen. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. On behalf of IBM Cloud and Resemble Systems, we sincerely appreciate your participation. We hope today's session provided valuable insights into virtualization, modernization, hybrid cloud adoption, and disaster recovery strategies. If you'd like to continue the discussion, schedule a follow-up meeting or explore how these solutions can support your organization. And thank you again for your valuable time, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye. Bye, guys.